Hello, PBA family. Our university is excited to see each and every one of you in a few short weeks on our campus. PBA is motivated and energized to bring our Christ First mission to our students for such a time as this. With all that is going on in the world, we believe our loving and safe community, with stellar professors who deeply care about their students, and peers who challenge each other to be all that Christ is calling them to be, is just what our students and the world needs. The leadership team has developed some guidelines to help keep our PBA students and employees as safe as possible during this time. Each member of the PBA community is required to wear a facial covering as a barrier on campus, both indoors and outdoors. Specifically, facial coverings are required in classrooms, shared offices, common areas, walkways, lobbies and lounges, laundry rooms, stairwells, elevators, when walking across campus, and any other place where physical distancing is not feasible. In addition to that, we want you to wear your face covering correctly. It is recommended that you wash your hands first before putting on your face covering. To put on the covering, place it over your nose and mouth and secure it under your chin. Try to fit it snugly against the sides of your face. Make sure you can breathe easily. It's also recommended that you take off your cloth face covering carefully when you are at home. Untie the strings behind your head or stretch the ear loops. Handle only by the ear loops or ties. Fold outside corners together. Be careful not to touch your eyes, nose, and mouth when removing. Place covering in the washing machine. And wash your hands immediately after removing. And finally, we recommend that you care for and clean your cloth face covering as often as possible. Here's how you can do that. Wash your facial covering with regular laundry after every day of use and store in a clean, dry bag when not in use. Use the warmest water available and the hottest dryer setting, or allow to dry flat, in direct sunlight if possible. Each member of the PBA community is required to participate in a daily wellness check, which requires you to take your temperature and answer questions about your health. After faculty, staff, and students have properly registered for the daily wellness check, a daily text message will be sent prompting the user to click a provided link. The first question asks if the user will be going to a university facility and/or campus on that day. If the answer is no, the survey stops. If the answer is yes, the wellness check requests that you answer questions about your temperature and potential COVID-19 symptoms. It also requires you to report if you have knowingly come into contact with anyone who has COVID-19 in the last 24 to 72 hours. Students and employees should check their PBA emails for responses to the wellness check from PBA Health Alert team. If a notification is received requesting that the individual self-isolate for a period of time, the email should be sent to the student's faculty member and employee's supervisor as notification for the absence. Each member of the PBA community is expected to practice physical distancing by remaining 6 feet apart when feasible. Since people can spread the virus before they know they are sick, it is important to stay at least 6 feet away from others when possible, even if you or they do not have any symptoms. Many classes have been moved to larger classrooms in order to expand the distance between students. Here are some suggestions that will help you with physical distancing. Avoid gatherings of large groups and stay away from crowded places. Use a video platform or other communication tool for individual meetings with professors or other students. Limit occupancy in elevators. Take the stairs. Only enter and exit buildings through designated doors and do so in a single file. Do not prop open outside doors. Each class will have designated areas for faculty. These spaces will be physically distanced from the students so that faculty will not be required to wear a facial covering while in those areas. PBA is preparing all classroom spaces for remote teaching and learning should that become a need. Each member of the PBA community is expected to take appropriate hand hygiene measures. A simple yet effective way to prevent the spread of COVID-19 is to wash your hands. According to the CDC, to properly wash your hands, you should wet your hands with clean running water, warm or cold, turn off the tap, and apply soap. Lather your hands by rubbing them together with the soap. Lather the back of your hands, between your fingers, and under your nails. Scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. Rinse your hands well under clean running water. Dry your hands using a clean towel or air dry them. Each member of the PBA community is expected to use the repository email to self-report any or all of the following. If you test positive for COVID-19, if you have been exposed to someone who has COVID-19, if you experience any symptom or combination of symptoms consistent with COVID-19, such as fever or chills, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headache, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, and diarrhea. In closing, Palm Beach Atlantic University is grateful for the opportunity to continue to serve our students in a Christ-centered environment despite the challenges of COVID-19. This fall, we are looking forward to fulfilling our purpose of equipping students to lead fulfilling lives through learning, leadership, and service. Thank you for taking the time to watch these videos and learn more about COVID-19 and what Palm Beach Atlantic University is doing to help combat the spread of COVID-19. If you want to learn more about quarantine, isolation, and what constitutes close contact with someone who has COVID-19, please click the links below for the most up-to-date information. The information in these videos was up to date at the time of filming. However, our knowledge of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, is always evolving. As the CDC updates its recommendations, the Selfish Safe document and the website will be updated to reflect these changes. Always refer to Selfish Safe and the PBA website for the most up-to-date changes.